Hello. So I've had quite a long day at work, just in front of the computer all day long, and I'm sick of it. So I'm going outside for a mental break. And I thought, why not show anyone who is online our garden right now? I feel like I upload pictures often of it looking very good, and you don't always see the bookend parts of the season where things aren't at their best. But I think it's looking pretty good. Kim and I have been out here doing some work periodically throughout like the last couple weeks, and there's all kinds of things in bloom already. So I'll walk through and I will try to not ramble. So this is the entrance to the path, and we've already had some crocuses bloom in this area there. You see they're starting to fade now. The lavender is starting to pop back in. We've just relocated some sedums from back in the shade where they weren't doing well, put them right here to replace some stuff that died over the winter. Roses are starting to leaf out. We have various tulips coming up in here. Our lilac is just now starting to bud, so we should have some nice flowers this year. And one of my favorites this time of year is all of the hyacinths. So you see some ground cover here. This will be a nice, pretty yellow flower later this season. But then here we have some aquiledias and then some hyacinths. And some of them are really starting to naturalize well, forming clumps, which is exciting because then you just dig up a clump and split it and spread it around, and then you have more and more hyacinths. So you see, they're only just starting to poke up now. So once they come up and everything is open at the same time, there's going to be quite a nice scent in the garden. So that's pretty exciting to see that. And there's all different colors all throughout, and you'll see them sort of scattered as we walk along. I've already seen some bumblebees out as of yesterday, so they really like this heather. It's been blooming basically right since December. Uh, really a cool little plant. We have some species tulips that are coming up in here, which are a nice little yellow, and they're starting to spread and multiply as well, which is exciting. Funny story, we tried to plant this in the ground, or Cam did rather, and it happens to be right on top of the old foundation of the house that used to be here. So canceled that plan. Um, Got some various veg in here, some garlic and some onions. Rhubarb is leafing out really well. The mesclun greens you can just see are just started to sprout up, and then the asparagus is. I'll go over there later and show you that. But more sedums, and yeah, it's just really coming along, and we're starting to get over here into the daffodils, um, which we planted these in 2020. So there's all different kinds. So the solid yellow ones are coming up now, and then soon we'll have all sorts of different shapes and colors of daffodils. And let's see, forsythia going off like fireworks. And then these are some of the really special ones here. So these are hellebores. My friend Chris picked this up for me at a nursery years and years ago, and this is the first time that it's blooming, and it's so pretty. And they bloom really late winter, and they're just gorgeous. I love them. I think this one's called Golden Lotus. I have more hyacinths back here, poppies already coming up, and you can start to see some of the multicolored daffodils there, which is one of the first of the multicolored ones to come out. We'll have all different kinds later in the season. Oops. And then more daffodils, and then you can see these gorgeous other hellebores here. I just have to show you, they're so pretty. I love them. They just do so well every year. One of the best spots in the garden. We have a little bench here on a trellis. This is some sort of ornamental cherry or something like that. It's just about ready to explode. It'll be covered in white blossom. And then the peach trees, you can see their buds are just starting to swell now too. And we're going to have tons of peach blossoms that'll be pink, and we should have lots of peaches this year if things go well. Here we got these Chinodoxa are just starting to come up, and all of these little seedlings will one day be these beautiful, tall, purple flowers much later in the season. The lilies are already starting to pop up in between some of these hellebores. And these are going to be some like pink flowers later. This is something called summer snowflake. So there'll be a row of dangling white bells, which will just be so beautiful much later. But right now, the things are sort of slowly waking up. These are some of the best ones, and it's hard to see on camera, but one day all of this will be the sea of blue here with the yellow in the background. And I'll try to get in to show you. They're just the cutest little dainty flowers. They're called Scilla, and they spread like crazy. And I know it looks like there's lots of weeds, but they're more or less intentional things that we want to have in here. So we'll thin these out as we go along in the season. But I just got to get in here and show you. These daffodils are just awesome. More of the pretty Chinodoxa there. We got some ground orchids in here, and there's some back over there as well, which will be forthcoming. Really excited about the forsythia. It's one of the first ones to bloom, and it's just so pretty. Oh, I have to show you this tragedy. One of our favorite rhododendrons has a beautiful purple color. It has some sort of fungus in there. It's just not going to make it. So we're going to dig that out. We'll probably replace it with something, perhaps a witch hazel, because those bloom in the wintertime. And it would be, kind of lovely. But yeah, so a few more things we have to move in here. We got some sedums that we've started to move forward, and so I gotta dig up that one there and that one there and move them further front in the border somewhere where there's space, just so that we can see them better. And then more peaches over here. This is our mulberry, and it is also starting to bud up. You can kind of sort of see the buds swelling there. And this will be some nice, yummy fruit later in the season. The figs I haven't uncovered yet because I want the temperatures to be consistently warmer than they are right now at night. They're still kind of cold, and I just really want them to do well because this year or last year, for the first time, we got enough to make 2 pints of fig jam. So we want to have lots of fig jam. Really exciting too is the blueberry. It's kind of hard to see, but there's tons and tons of buds all over it. So hopefully we get a good crop of blueberries this year. We planted this whole area used to be just bare ground. I mean, well, all of you see, those that have watched, all of this used to be grass, but here, just last season was a lot of just bare soil. And so we planted a bunch of bulbs in the fall, and we got these tiny little daffodils. They're so cute. But yeah, blueberries here, and this is elderberry, which we perhaps naively planted 3 of them. 1, 2, 3, and it's going kind of crazy. You can kind of see down here it's putting up shooters. So this plant we planted it because the flowers are nice. Wildlife like it. It's a native plant, and you can make wine with the berries. You can make jelly with the berries. You can make your own cordial with the flowers. It's kind of nice. But it wants to be 15 feet tall and wide. So that's a 6 foot fence. So you can kind of get the sense for uh, well, the maintenance that's required to keep it in check. um, and we have some ground cover. Those are strawberries there, really starting to spread. The black-eyed Susans are just starting to form nice rosettes, so we'll have some really nice flowers in here. This whole area fills in with foliage. The raspberries a couple weeks ago got that tidied up and sort of contained over there. These will be all the way out to here, probably by the end of July. So they're a little bit of work. This area was all blank. We put all bulbs in there, and stuff is just starting to come up. Some more hyacinths, and yeah, things are still sort of sleeping mostly over here. But there is this gorgeous uh, flower. It's related to like Scilla and hyacinth. It has that same kind of habit where it makes up little flowers in the springtime. Just pretty. And then the cherry tree is budding, not quite blooming yet, but that will be very pretty. Redid this bed, so there's strawberries there. We started planting some seeds here, and here we'll have probably some cantaloupe later this year, which will be exciting. Chives are looking good. I'm really happy they survived in the winter time. And various states of disarray over here. Don't look over there. Oh, and then before I let you go, I have to show you the asparagus because it takes like 3 years for asparagus to make anything. And so it's pretty exciting when it starts doing stuff. So we should be able to eat well off of it this year, but they're just starting to poke up. So they come out of the ground looking like that. They look like an asparagus you'd find at the store. And then they get like 6 or 7 feet tall and really ferny looking. They're wild. But yes, this is our asparagus patch with some volunteer crocuses that the squirrels moved in, and some cone flowers in here next to some more spears coming out. But anyway, that is the garden at the moment. I'm going to go do some maintenance around here and move some things around, but we'll try and keep showing people the garden as it changes. Have a good one.